Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got to do this one from in the car. I've been out working. Um, I'm in Minneapolis right now, and I got a little work to do for about another week and a few days. And right now, I'm in the car, so I can't do this like I normally do it. But I'm gonna get to it. At this moment, at this very moment, there's a rally downtown at the Toyota Center, and it's a rally for Brittany Griner. Briner's been detained over in Russia, whatever they call it, because she got caught with some drug paraphernalia in her bags. So now you got the quote unquote black regime of politicians that are. Hold on a second. Let me check something. Let me check something. Downtown Toyota Center with Sheila Jackson Lee, Sylvester Turner, the usual suspects. And the purpose of what they're doing, I think it's a great thing, trying to get Brittany home. But according to Sheila Jackson Lee, she's a hostage. Sheila, how many times have you been down to the county jail to protest and rally for people that were wrongfully arrested, whether they're black, white, whatever, they're Texans? How many times have you been to Huntsville to rally for people that are being executed and we know that they shouldn't have? I get what they're trying to do for Brittany, but we also need to understand just because you are a U.S. citizen doesn't mean that you can go to other countries and violate the law. So when you violate the law in other countries, they handle you accordingly. Now, a lot of people may get upset with what I'm saying, but I'm telling the truth. You can't go to China and violate the law and think because you're a U.S. citizen, you can scream to the U.S. consulate to get you out of, whatever trouble or jail that you may be in. It doesn't work like that some days. And because this war is going on between Russia and the Ukraine, we, the politicians, not we, but the politicians want to act like Brittany should get special treatment. Well, I feel a little differently. I feel that, one, you shouldn't have violated the law. And two, don't come into our space with the black and the white thing because it is what it is. Now, I hope that she gets that cleared up and she makes it back to the United States of America and she can continue to ball the way that she ball because she can flat out play. But you cannot go to another country and violate the law and think that nobody's going to do anything about it or that they're going to give you a pass because you are a U.S. citizen. Yeah, this is another grand opportunity for these miserable, deplorable Democrats, black Democrats, to use a situation to make themselves look good. Now, all weekend I've been thinking about this because I kept seeing the fly, and I really wanted to have a conversation about it because, according to the mayor of Houston at this rally, Sheila Jackson Lee is always fighting for us. Okay, ma'am, you done got into a few fights. Can you tell us the results of them? How many of these fights have you won? Or are you just doing this to make yourself look good? Again, here's my thing. And I've been sitting around for a minute and it hit me like an epiphany. It hit me. And I am just sick and tired of these politicians that are not doing nothing. I am sick and tired of these people having our communities bamboozled and they only work for certain people in the community. I think that, and I'm trying not to curse y'all because it angers me, that we are some of the most stupidest people, black people, as it pertains to these people that represent us that I've ever seen in my life. I did a post yesterday where I say, under no circumstances will I ever stand with a pedophile in a press conference. These people riding trains with pastors that they know that have been pedophiles against children in their churches. These people are walking around with people that have stolen money from the community. And yet they keep showing up and they keep advertising themselves like they're the best thing since sliced bread. I'm going to call a few of them out, and I don't give a damn if you get mad, but I'm going to say what I have to say. And we'll start with the shepherd of the city, Sylvester Turner, who's nothing more than a very confused black parasite. If anything, he's nothing more than a petty criminal who commits grand larceny on a grander scale. He's not done anything for our people. He's not done anything for the city of Houston. If you count the bike lanes him and Rodney Ellis did, I mean, well, maybe they did something. He is a guy that goes to conferences and different things, and he lies. You went to a meeting with President Joe Biden, you and Police Chief Troy Finner, and you lied about the amount of crime that's happening in Houston. You're saying that crime is lower than it was, violent crime, murders, and different things. It's not as bad as it was last year. That's because you're not reporting it. And you did that so that you could get grant money or you could get COVID money, more money to come in that you guys can siphon out for yourself. Houston is a very unsafe place at the moment, no matter what anybody may think, no matter what those stats may show. And the people like Turner are the reason that it's unsafe. But I can guarantee you he doesn't go anywhere without a security detail. So he doesn't have to worry about the things that are going on in our city that pertains to us compared to dealing with it from a level that it pertains to him and his family. There is no sense of urgency with this guy. There is no sense of fixing the problem because he's too busy lying about the problem. Sylvester Turner is a parasite and he is a problem for the black community. Sheila Jackson Lee is a problem for the black community. She gets in front of these cameras. She acts like she's doing so much. But can we see the results from what you're doing, ma'am? There is no results. There is no results. Can you tell us how the cancer cluster thing is going? There is no results. Can you tell us how your study on reparations, since you had to study it, you had to study slavery, can you tell us how that's going? There is no results. Can you tell us about school safety, since you jumped in the middle of that and you never gave a damn about the safety of the school? There is no results. There is none. I'm just being honest with you. There is none. Can somebody show me what this woman has done for us? You, Sheila Jackson Lee, John Lewis, Elijah Cummings, folks like that that have been in office forever, don't do jack shit for the black community. And black community, you need to stop going to the polls and voting for these people, because we will never get anything done. We will continue to be at the bottom of the food chain. We will continue to be begging when something happens. We will continue to need federal aid when disasters happen, and we're the last person to ever get them, because of people like Sheila Jackson Lee. Do I have a personal issue with the Congress lady? No. I have a problem with you not doing your damn job. So you guys need to wake up on Sylvester. He is a lame duck. He ain't 24. He's out of the building. He's gone. You have Sheila Jackson Lee, who's up right now for re-election. And my question would be, why do you need to re-elect somebody like her who's not doing anything for the people? Let's go to Rodney Ellis, probably the worst of the bunch. And all he's done is line his pockets with taxpayers' money. All he's done is play the stock market with money that's been donated to him for his campaign. All he's done is deal with stolen art. All he's done is create bike lanes in the city that we didn't need, and never address the crime factor. That's what he's done. All he's done is manipulate the judges, give them money for their campaigns, get them elected, and then they get in office, and then all of a sudden you're getting all these criminals being let out on bonds that they shouldn't be let out on violent bonds. And yet now he threw the rock, and now he's hiding his hands. Rodney Ellis is a problem for the black community. He is a major problem for the black community. Let's move over and see who else is a problem for the black community. These unions that put tons of money behind these rogue ass candidates that are not doing anything for us. You have Clark Cummings over there with his union. You have AFT, you know, and no slight to Claude. I mean, but I'm just telling you what it is. They put muscle and money behind these people who get in office and don't do jack shit for the black community. They put these people in office, and then when these people get in office, they don't want to act right. So now guess what they do? They complain. But you help put them in the seats. These unions are not good for black people. They're not good for black people. Let's keep going. Let's look at the superintendents of our schools, not just Millard House. Let's look at all of these superintendents. Are they good for the black community? Why is black education at the bottom of the barrel in every single school district? And that includes Fort Bend and Alief, Spring. You see what I'm saying? Lamar Consolidate. Why is black education at the bottom of the barrel? Because these superintendents that run these schools, they don't give a damn about children, let alone them being black children. So now we're going to isolate it. We're going to go to the Houston Independent School District. That's the district that I am in. Superintendent Millard House is about to get a raise. His salary, along with his stipends included, will take him above $400,000 a year. Why should this man get a raise? Have you seen any test scores? Can you tell us why you're removing all these principals? Tons of principals have been removed, and now you're putting people in places that they don't have a clue about. There is no results for him to get a raise of almost $40,000, $50,000, maybe more than that, to take him over 400,000. But we don't understand what the problem is in the black community. You guys hold on a second. the state of black education is a joke. Now, the state of education in general, and everybody's starting to see it, is a joke too. The white community feels like, oh, well, they're being proactive and they're doing it. Say, man, them people destroying the school district. They're destroying the school district. I don't know if you think this is a game or not, you know, but these superintendents, especially Mr. House, does not know what he's doing. He's never worked in a school district the size of HISD. It's 4 times bigger than where he comes from. He's never had to deal with, an African American population, a Latino population, a special ed population. You lived in a city and worked in a school district that catered to military children. And you even went there and screwed that up and they wanted you up out of there. Why? Because you wanted more money when everybody else wasn't getting it. And you came to HISD because he was the only one that applied, and they hired the only person that applied because they wanted the old superintendent out because they could not control her. They could not punk her. So now, is this superintendent good for black people? No, he's not. No, he's not. Let's move along. Let's look at our school board representatives in all of our school districts. Now you have some great school board reps in some districts, but you also have a bunch of people that's not on the school board that should be. Damon Barone and A-Leaf should be on the school board. Larry McKenzie and HISD should be on the school board. I should be on the school board because we have the passion, we have the knowledge, and we know what it takes to get education moving. But we ain't gonna talk about us that should be. Let's talk about the ones that sit there and allow these superintendents to do the things that they do, and at the same time have the power to stop them. So that means you bring these people in with your board goals, but you don't tell us about the goals that you set that are not on paper. So you make deals with the devil behind the scenes, and then people want to get mad at the superintendents. Say, man, the superintendent don't do shit that the board don't allow them to do. That's all it boils down to. If the superintendent walks in and say, I want to screw every black kid in this school district today, he cannot do it unless the board gives him the power to do it. People like Elizabeth Santos should be around nobody's children. You know what's going on with your own nieces. Am I correct, Miss Santos? Do you know that I could never trust you around a kid to do anything for a child when I know that you didn't do it for your own family? Yes, I know, Miss Santos. And, honestly, she doesn't speak to me. I don't speak to her. On the real, I could give a damn if Elizabeth Santos ever speaks to me. Because you a fraud, you dirty, you don't live in the district that you represent. I know that for a fact. You're trash. But are you good for black children? No, you're not. You don't give a damn about black children. It's obvious. Go to her social media pages. Count the number of black kids that you see on it. I want you to go back about 2, 3 years. And if you can count them, that'll tell you everything you need to know. I get it. You only down with Mexican and Latino children. I get it. But are you good for black people? No, you're not. Danny Hernandez, Judas Cruz, you're not good for black people. You're not good for black children. Not at all. You guys hold on. Not good for black children or not good for black people. Now I could go on and on and on. I could talk about Al Green. What has he done? What have you done? I'm always fighting for my people. Where are the results? Show us the wins since you've been fighting for so long. As I sit and I reflect on what I've seen in my 54 years of breathing, I have come to the conclusion that the black community's main enemy is the black politician. It's not the white politician. It's not the Republican politician. The enemy is the black politician. You know, sometimes you got to keep your enemies closer than you keep your friends. You need to wake up and smell the coffee. Right now, there are tons, millions of people screaming, "Where is Donald Trump?" We know where he at. People wanted him out of office. Hold on. People wanted him out of office, and I get it. Well, since you put him out of office, our taxes have gone up. You had to survive off of $1,800 for months and months and months and months, and then they spread it out, treated us like crackheads. Gas is at an all-time high, and yet Joe Biden does an interview and act like during his regime that more people are working and unemployment is down. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, unemployment is down, motherfucker, because folks have to go find new jobs. You and your pandemic and closing everything up and all of that. So why don't you tell us about homelessness, Joe? Won't you tell us how many people have lost their houses, their cars? How many people can't afford groceries right now because it's too high? But black people, you put him in office. So what has he done for the black community? Where are the results? There is none. You don't even want me to get started on Miss Chucks and Pearls. Because goddamn, either she can run the 100 the fastest or Kunta could. Because ever since she got voted in, she done ran away from everything. You put these people in office for what reason? Just to be there? You put them in office from the symbolism aspect? Just to say we had the first black this, the first black that, but there is no results that come from the first black to do all this stuff that they do. Are you the first black person on your block to have to do a foreclosure because you couldn't afford your home after the pandemic? Are you the first black on your block that had to file bankruptcy because you couldn't handle your bills when the pandemic was over? Are you the first black? They don't want me to say this. They don't want me to tell you the truth. Hold on a second. Let me go up in here. Today is the first day of early voting, and we can fix one of these electoral problems by you voting if you're in that district for Kathy Lynch Gunter, who I endorsed, for Houston Community College trustee position 2. Let's put somebody in office that's been in the community working, that's been busting their behinds, taking care of their community. Let's put that person in office. That would be Kathy Lynch Gunter, HCC position 2. That is a prime example of what we need to do, what we need to start doing. We need to start cleaning house on these bullshit politicians that ain't doing nothing for us. We need to start cleaning house because they're not closing the wealth gap at all. They're actually widening the wealth gap. Black people will never have what everybody else has. Immigrants come to the United States, and guess what? They get liberties that black people can never get. And it's our people who are voting to allow them to have those liberties. So my question now becomes to all of you, how ignorant and dumb are you going to continue to be? How stupid are you going to continue to be just to satisfy your blackness? You'll keep voting these people in. And I don't care who you vote in, black, white, Latino, whatever. If they going to get the job done, vote them in. But what we've had in office for the last 10 to 15 years needs to come out. I'm sorry. You need to come out. You're not serving the purpose. They're not serving the purpose at all. And they really need to come out of office. It's really a waste of time. You guys hold on. I got to go check over on the other side. I'm back. I want us to be smarter. I want us to be and feel like we are the most important voters in the world. Because in all actuality, we are. Joe Biden would not be the president if it wasn't for black people. No way. White folks could have voted for him, whatever. But he would not be the president if black people did not vote for him. So it's time for you to start holding these people accountable. And the ones that caped for him, the ones that went to war for him, your state representatives, your congressmen, your senators, they went to work for him and they were out with their speeches and coming to our churches and hold them all accountable for the failures of the current administration of the United States of America. If you don't like what you see, then why would you keep voting for them? If you don't like what you see, then do something about it. Now, nowhere in here am I telling you to switch parties or you need to vote for so and so. I told you need to vote for Kathy Lynch Gunter if you live over in HCC Position 2 district. Yeah, you definitely need to vote for Kathy. But we're talking about the other ones. We're talking about the ones that ain't worth a damn. We need, in all actuality, to drink some courage juice. And we need to let them know, since you didn't do your job, you're going to lose your job. Now, black folk, you ain't coming to the polls like you should. Them Republicans ain't playing. You want tough on crime? You gave your Democratic friends an opportunity. Look at where we are. In Harris County, they've gotten to the point that they have to lie about crime stats to try and make people believe that crime is not that bad in Houston. That's not going to fix it. We have to address the problems. We have to address the problems. There's no getting around it. I want you to know that it pains me some days to sit and see the things that city of Houston and Harris County has come to. It pains me. It pains me that we are refusing to be just as smart as other races. It pains me to see the level of ignorance and unintelligence when it pertains to black people in voting in their best interest. I refuse to continue down that path. People are right now, millions are saying, where is Trump? See, sometimes you better off with the devil let you know. Because now you have Biden who ain't doing jack shit, but sitting around looking like he waiting on the bus to get to hospice. But you got everything that you wanted. And now look at where we at. Look at where we at. We're hurting bad, man. We are hurting very, very bad, man. And it's all because of the decisions that we make as a people. It's all because of the decisions that we make as a people. Now, I know I don't know everything. I just know what I know. But I'm not the smartest person in the room some days. But then some days I am. And the level of irresponsibility that we have taken upon ourselves as black people and black voters, it shows in the results that we're getting. It shows by our neighborhoods being unsafe. It shows by our schools failing. It shows by the level of homelessness that we're dealing with. It shows when the veterans are not being taken care of. It shows when the borders are open. It shows when the pornography shows up in the library, in our schools. And our black trustees don't have anything to say about it. It shows the level of irresponsibility when you are an uninformed voter. It shows. Now, me, I'm running for House District 131, Alma Allen's district. And I'm going to beat Alma. I know that they're going to try everything in their power. They're going to cheat with the early ballots. They're going to do all that. But God has said that you are coming out of that seat. When will we be responsible? When will we accept the fact that black America has been failed by the black voters? I can't get mad at a politician that get in there and don't do nothing for us. I get mad at the people that put him in there. See, some of y'all get off on taking pictures with these clowns, wanting to go to all the functions. And I get invited to all the functions. I'm not in the game for that. I'm in the game to help my people. But we have to accept responsibility that we have done this to ourselves. We have destroyed our own communities. We have allowed gun violence to take over our community. We have allowed our children to become victims of sex trafficking. We have done that. Not that politician, because you knew he was rogue before you put him in. But yet you still went and voted for him. So how long does it take for everybody to agree that Biden taking Trump's place has been a huge mistake? Not just for black people, but for America in general. For America in general, this has not been good. And it's not going to get better. It's only going to get worse. When the Democrats lose the Senate and the House in November, To some, it's going to get worse. I think on our side of the ball, it's going to get better. We are failing as a people because we are refusing to do what needs to be done. And that means replacing our failed leadership. That's what needs to be understood. We are failing our own communities. When you can ride through the black neighborhood and tear the axle off your damn car, we have failed our communities. When the police department is still racial profiling and beating the hell out of black drivers at night, we have failed our community. When your child can go to school and go 12 years without being able to spell his name, we are failing the black community. We are. Stop blaming it on white folk. Stop blaming it on Republicans. We are failing because we continue to put failed leadership in place. We are the ones that are failing. So what I'm not gonna do tonight, I'm not gonna hold you very long. I got some stuff I got to work on, but I definitely wanted to come to you. And tomorrow night we're gonna go live like we normally do. Um, Even if I have to put the laptop in the car, baby, we're gonna go live like we normally do. I wanted to have this conversation with you because in November you have to make some very, very crucial decisions. I am also gonna put out a slate of people that I'm going to recommend that you vote for, and you don't have to follow it, but just know I've researched every single candidate that's running in the state of Texas. And as far as me, you get what you see. Brutal honesty, nobody outworks me in the city of Houston. It's not even possible. So for all of y'all out there passing out your awards, take them and stick them up your ass. Because 98% of the people that you're giving awards to they haven't done a damn thing to earn them. But I just like the fact, like today, I solved something for a kid, a special needs kid. I just like the fact that the only method of payment that I want is a hug from that kid. That's it, because I went to war for you today. And I can go to war for you and don't even have to be in the state of Texas and get it done. With that being said, I am the best damn education advocate in the country. Bar none. Bar none. You guys have a great night. I got some work to do. I'll be back tomorrow. But it's the first day of early voting. I need you to go out there or call your friends or send an email, send a text, get on social media. I need support for Kathy Lynch Gunter, HCC trustee position 2. Let's get in office. Let's let her continue doing the work that she's been doing grassroots in her community. And to all my grassroots soldiers, Will and Cash, Erica Albert, Tamika Jones Motley, Nikki Kaiser, Sam Smith, Kathy Tatum, real soldiers, Travis McGee, Larry McKenzie, Art and Coffee Smith, Chris Ray over in over there in Cashmere Gardens, Keith Downing. To all my grassroots soldiers, to hear Charles, or Carla, all of those people. Thank you for what you do. And we don't do it for the shine. We do it because it needs to be done. My man Brad Jordan, Cynthia Farms taking care of the seniors. Miss Hines, the mayor of Sunnyside. Folks like that, man. Grassroots. That put in the work and nobody honors them. But guess what? Take your presidential awards, turn them sideways, and stick them square up your candy. Until tomorrow, I'ma holler at y'all, man.